be boring. Yeah, yeah. Tell me you ready, mellow, you ready. To speak for the ladies that keep it nasty, dark and petty. If you look at me, then you might find this upsetting. You say that you're ready, well the joke's on you. Get it?
Hi. Oh my God. Hello. It's
Wow.
the 100th.
The 100th high. Oh, that's cute. The 100th high.
This is the 100th high.
I kind of like that as a title. Bitch.
I want you to know this is one of the most consistent things I've ever done in my life. I'm known for like starting something creative or like being a part of something creative and then getting tired and being like, nah, I think I'm done. I'm really happy that this is something that
You've been doing this for 4 years.
We've been doing this for a hot little minute.
Damn, 4 years. So, hey guys, welcome to the 100th episode.
It's almost our anniversary. Our first
episode dropped February 13th, 2020.
That's crazy.
That's very crazy. We recorded our first episode on February 6th because of one of the worst days of my life, 2020. It was the worst weeks of my life. And this is the 100th episode.
You were having a hard time.
I was having a really bad time around that time. And I guess we'll get into that. But, yeah, so...
Damn, I was having a hard time.
100th episode. We wanted to do this whole pomp and circumstance. We wanted to have a live show that would have been this past Saturday, but it just didn't work out like that.
We just don't have it.
We just don't have it, and we're doing the best that we can. I need y'all to be more gracious with us. I like, and I know we can't laugh and joke, but like the way that y'all speak to us on Twitter.
Sometimes it's a little rough, and the thing about it is, I know that it's difficult to look at like podcast, especially podcast people that you listen to on a regular basis, like to zoom out of the scope of like, this is the only way that like we communicate with y'all. And I know if you're watching this on video, like you can see I'm getting kind of sad, but like we have like actual like real lives and
we tell y'all a million times.
And we say it over and over again.
We're doing this. We're trying to get better at business. We got a manager. We're doing the things.
We did get a manager. Shout out to
Redacted. But it's like... We doing the best we fucking
We're trying
can.
so hard, man.
And I know that we sit here and tell y'all all of our business.
Yeah.
So y'all think that we're like, not saying like, you don't know what's bitch, not like that. Way, but like, please, you don't know what we have going on.
Like, bro, I just had the flu and my period was on at the same time.
Bitch, I
don't even know how I survived that.
Last week. As a whole, that everything that we're going to get into in a minute, that happened, and then my period came on Thursday, and I'm like, you know what? My period, every time I'm like, I'm majorly sick, like when I had COVID, my period came on.
Oh, Jesus.
Like when I'm always sick, and then my period's like, I want something.
You know what?
And I thought I was fine. I thought like, okay, it's going to be a light period. I had the worst cramps.
Jesus.
We're going to get into it. You know, I'm going to talk about
raspberry leaf tea.
I need to get some because it was the craziest thing, and I found out I have something else, a new period symptom. I've been having it, but I finally put a name on it. What?
It's because you're getting older.
It's because I'm getting older, yes, but it's been happening since around 2020, and I just didn't know. I was like, you know what, let me look this shit up. So apparently, I have gastritis, period, right?
Correct, yes.
But apparently, I have menstrual gastritis.
God damn.
So, like, it magnifies my symptoms. So, like, I'll eat something, and I'll just be burping and burping and burping. Shrek. And it'll burp.
You
and
say Shrek.
Yes. And then it'll cause me to have, the gas will cause me to have really, really, really bad cramps.
No.
And the only way to get rid of the cramps is if I throw up. So then I have to it was 4 o'clock in the morning. I was above my toilet making myself throw up. And this has happened on Friday. So after everything that happened last week, this was a cherry on top. And then it was like beating my ass. Then it was so heavy. I'm just like, what
I
do you
started
want?
passing out. And I need to go to the doctor about that because I will get so nauseous that I will know. Like, I'll be laying in bed and I will get so nauseous. It'll be like, I'll be nauseous and then I'll have to sit up. And then I'll get the fucking mouth sweats. It'll start tasting like a penny.
Yes.
And I just have to, you know how sad it is to have to just go sit on the floor of the bathroom because you know
what's coming.
And then I black out after.
Damn.
Like, it's just, anyway, that's
yes, thank you. But thank you guys for listening. We love y'all.
Please, we love y'all so much.
We love y'all, yes.
Please just give us a little grace because we got a lot of individual projects going on. We got a lot of individual goals, and we're trying. We try so hard, and I know that when you listen to other podcasts, and I see what other podcasts y'all say y'all listen to because I be looking. I fuck with y'all a long way. I be knowing some of y'all. I know what other podcasts y'all listen to, and that is them people's jobs. That is all they do. That is their one job.
And not in an insulting way.
And not in an insulting way, but they just have
that is
more going on. That is
income,
their main source of income and what they do.
We got a lot more going on.
And I'm trying to I braid some of y'all hair. Y'all know what the fuck I be
At this
doing.
point, this is like a labor of love for us, and we just do it for the love of the game. And I just like come on here and talk shit with you.
Yeah. And we're trying to get to the space where it is our main shit or like one of our main.
I was like, oh, when are the jokes on you pod girls going back to work? This is not work. We're having fun.
I mean, it's work.
It's work,
but
like,
not the way that you're
not
talking
the way
about
you
it.
like, bitch, y'all not hungry. Bitches don't want to work no more. Like, shut the
Yeah.
almost cussed.
And let me tell you something. Some of y'all, I don't even be in my DMs because it be dicks in there. But every now and
I got
then.
my first DM dick. I was terrified. In all my years, I have never got a dick in my DM.
It be dick, balls, dick, taint. Like,
because my DMs are closed on Twitter because it was in there calling me all kinds of bad wench, bitch, nigger bitches. So I was like, no, we're shutting down the DMs on Twitter.
Yeah.
But Instagram, I got a full dick on my Instagram. I have never.
Whose love story starts like that?
And then a white girl came to me as a woman with the longest message I've ever seen in my life.
About
I was
a
like,
nigga?
about a nigga. And I was like, I don't even know who this is. I didn't even reply because like this has to be some kind of money laundering front or like
Don't come to me
sex
as a
trafficking.
woman.
Because leave me alone.
Leave me alone.
Please leave me alone. So yes, thank y'all for listening. Be nice. We love y'all.
We are
100
so
episodes.
gracious, grateful
Grateful, yes.
to have been here for 100.
Grateful.
Great. I love that song. But no, I'm so great. And shout out to Lauren, man. Like we couldn't have done.
Shout out to Lauren. Burn for Lauren.
We couldn't have done any of this without her. And we know y'all have a lot of questions about that. So please don't use this mention of her as an opportunity to ask a bunch of questions. We love her. It's
Yes,
no beef.
it's listen. We've told y'all this 1,000 times. We told y'all like,
there are
look,
not
it's
two
fine.
dreams. There are three.
Y'all know that.
Y'all know that.
Y'all
Like,
see the picture change and everything. Where the other girl? We told you what happened to the other girl.
Yes.
She is alive and well. Follow her
great.
at She's Lauren K on everything.
Yes.
Leave us alone. Leave her alone.
But
we're having a great
we
time.
love her dearly.
Yeah.
And
That first episode.
hearing her voice sometimes when I go back and listen fucks me up because I'd be like, damn, it was three of us. And she used to be kind of like just a big voice in the middle of our big voices because we align on a lot of matters.
But she would come off
She would
left
be
field
like-
with the crate. So, okay, in preparation for this episode, I listened to the first episode on my way here. And I was like, first of all, who are these niggas? Who are these three
and
bitches
who
on
the
this?
hell are they?
Because who are these people? This was so crazy just listening to our 2020 selves. But she said the craziest shit, and it was so funny. And something that came full circle because she was talking about, oh, you ever thought about the fact that you've been sucking dick for a decade? And this is my 10-year anniversary of sucking dick. So I thought you were high-fiving me. Okay, I've sucked my first dick in 2014. I'm a late bloomer. So this is my official sucking dick for a decade year. You might be at 15 now, baby girl.
Hold on.
Hold on.
16. Yeah, I'm coming up on 15 years of sucking that cock.
Congratulations. But no, like, it was just like, damn, she would just say the craziest shit, and it would be so fucking funny. It would be like...
When she told, I don't remember what episode it was, but when she was talking about that Monster energy drink shit, I had never been so shocked.
Did she say that on the show?
Yeah.
Or was that... Because I know she said it at the house, but I'm like, did she ever say this on wax?
I believe she said that on wax.
That was the funniest shit.
I had never been, because like, I know all my friends are unhinged people. And so, like, y'all rarely, especially at that time, because everybody was losing their mind in 2020.
We were all losing our
Just about.
shit.
So, like, as unhinged as everybody was going to be is what they were between March and April of that time.
Yeah.
But Laura used to say some shit sometimes, and I'd just be like, I've not lived.
When
I've
she
not
was
lived
talking
life.
about... Damn, what was she talking about?
Fucking spine.
Some kind of snowballing or some shit, some kind of sexual, like a Dirty Sanchez kind of thing. And I was just like, Lauren, I don't know how you
know what you're talking
acquired this knowledge.
Remember stacking butts?
Stacking butts.
Stacking
Butts was fucking funny.
Every time I see that in the strip club now, I just think about the podcast. Every time I see the girls one ass on top of the other, I'm like,
butt stacked.
Butt stacked.
Like an ass
like an
snowman.
ass sandwich, like an ass pub sub. I just
Because it would have been like in order, because you got the biggest butt, and then my medium.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not medium, like...
Lauren's ass is grown. She got some new cakes.
But her butt would be like the head.
Mm-hmm.
And then
it's like a snowman, like an ass.
That's what I said, like a snowman.
Okay.
That's what I said. Like,
yeah.
Jesus the snowman. Mm-hmm. Okay, we're going to get to the jokes of the week. I'm going to go last so we can talk about...
a lot of my jokes of the week I can't really talk about because y'all would be too far inside my business.
And you have enough. What more do you want?
What more do you want? But no, so one of my clients, I put this on Twitter, so some of y'all have already seen it. One of my clients, I don't want to say the time period because I have not landed on what to say. But I can tell from her scalp that she's either going through some super serious hormonal changes or she is with child. So I asked Twitter, like, should I say something or should I mind my fucking business? Because she's not spoken about wanting a baby. She's not spoken about a partner. She's not spoken about being pregnant, and I don't see on any of her socials that she's like expecting, having a baby. So should I be like, psst, hey girl, just judging by your scalp, you should pee on a stick, or should I fuck off?
So here's the thing.
Don't call me a witch on this podcast.
I was going to say I'm trying to put my witch allegations aside. So we're going to put the witch over here.
Okay, thank you.
Do you... you explained it, but also, like, who the fuck scalps have you been studying that you just know how to fuck a pregnant scalp look?
Well, I've done enough hair to know. And so certain things you're doing with hair, whether it's coloring hair or braiding hair, my policy, yes, I'm going to come wash and blow dry braider because I don't want to go to jail. And the state board says that I'm not supposed to wash and blow dry your hair in my kitchen. That's for my safety and yours. As I get more whatever.
Girl, fuck them people. Go ahead.
Right. But it's no product. And so, like, looking in her, I said, come wash and blow dry, little to no product, right? And she's a really good client. It's like my 3rd or 4th time servicing her. And her hair was just so oily when I went into her. She's probably going to figure it out from listening here. But her hair was just so oily when I went in to part it. And I said, girl, like, what did you put in your hair? And she was like, nothing. And I was like, okay. And so now she's growing, like, new hair. She got some new short and curlies back here, and her sideburns are down here. And so, and then her follicles are like, she has like hair like mine. Her follicles are like, her shit's strong as fuck now. So I'm like, your whole hair texture has changed. So unless you're taking some new hair, skin, and nails pills, first of all, I need them. If you
Yeah, she might be. Yeah, she could. I mean,
but like judging from what I see.
That would be like the worst way to find out you're pregnant, though.
You think so?
Like, I'd be so mad. Just like, hey, your scalp is pregnant as fuck. Like,
Your scalp is pregnant.
I'd be like, well, fuck. I didn't even know. Like, damn, my titty's been hurt.
Well, that's what some people said on Twitter. They were like, don't say nothing because I don't know what she's been through. I don't know her history with, like, having babies
like,
or
just
anything
she'll find out when it's
She'll
time.
figure it out, yeah.
She'll come in waddle and you'll be like...
But her hair, if I had to guess, her shit pregnant as fuck.
That's crazy.
Yeah, she pregnant as fuck.
That's...
And then also sometimes your hair won't take color when you're pregnant. Like it just will like repel the color. So like you have this red. Chances are if you're pregnant, your hair wouldn't bleach well. It wouldn't take color well. It just would not. That's why they say you really, well, it's part of the reason you shouldn't dye. It's not good to dye your hair when you're pregnant, but like it probably won't take or be the right color if you're pregnant.
Fair.
And then, like, white folks, from what I learned on the internet, like, if they have curly hair, it won't be as curly. Like, it'll, like, I think theirs is, like, opposite. Like, it'll, like, kind of relax itself. They'll lose some of their curl pattern.
I mean, so do our hair do that, too?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Noted. So, for my joke of the week. So...
Okay, I'm going to turn around while you say it because I know already.
So, the episode is late, you know. Last week we were supposed to record, and we were supposed to record on Tuesday.
Go ahead. Don't look at me.
We were supposed to record on Tuesday, but it was like that snowstorm, and it was like, you know, I don't want to die coming to the pod, right? So we're like, okay, we'll reschedule for Wednesday. And shout out to Power Rock for being very patient with us. So,
Gang.
we rescheduled for Wednesday.
Yeah.
And on the Saturday, the first Saturday, was it the 5th or something, 5th or 6th? Me, Tally, and Rita went to Juicy Crab. And
I ate seafood out of a bag.
Yeah, she did.
For
She
the
had
first time.
She was ordering. She asked a question. I'm like, bitch, you ain't never been to Juicy Crab. And she literally had never been to Juicy Crab.
Been a Juicy Crab. They gave me a bib and
Yeah,
pliers.
I was like, because you asked the question, like, oh, does it come with butter? Can I have some drawn butter? I was like, bitch, the whole restaurant is butter. What are you
The
talking
whole
about?
restaurant is butter.
So, yes, went to Juicy Crab. We broke her Juicy Crab virginity. And, yeah, we had a good time. And I, being the greedy bitch that I am, asked for the noodles and everything to put the noodles in the bag. Oh, my God. It was just so fat. And I had a blast, right? And I saved just enough. I saved the claw and one more leg for the next day so I could eat it while I watched the Globes.
Them sausages was good.
The sausages was good. So I ate it on Sunday as my leftovers. And my stomach tore up so bad. Like, I thought it was going to be a regular poop. I was like, you know, I've been wilding, so fine.
You got to pay what you owe.
Like, I pooped regular, and then it just got real diarrhea, right? And I was like, whoa, okay, stomach tore up. Cool. Next day, stomach was still a little tore up. I was like, all right, bet.
Whatevs.
Tuesday, stomach was still kind of weird. And I was like, okay. And then I saw a tweet that somebody was like, oh, y'all think y'all just pooping, but y'all got the norovirus.
I saw that, yeah.
And I was like,
Who is Nora?
who? You know Nato Jenkins? Do you know Nato Jenkins? So I was like, ow. I looked it up and I was like, So my stomach had been, gas was going crazy. My stomach was just fucked up. And I'm just like, yikes. So I haven't been really eating a lot. I was eating soup and shit. Cool. Fine.
Mind you, she didn't want to eat soup. When she didn't want to eat soup.
Shut up.
She wanted to eat.
No, but this is after. That was after we argued. So you shut your whore mouth. So
Okay.
Wednesday, it's time to do the pod. I'm like, bet. I was like, you know what? I really want a croissant sandwich from Burger King.
That's where you.
That's where I fucked up.
where you fucked
That's where I
up.
fucked up. So
That's your
I
freeze
stopped.
frame.
It said this, as I'm reaching for the back, it said this moment. That Mel fucked up. So I got it. I was like, I'm not gonna get no cheese on it. I just got a croissant sandwich because I don't eat Burger King except for breakfast. I just get a croissant sandwich. That's literally all I eat from Burger King. No cheese, just the sausage, just the patty, bread. Ate it. Hopped on 20. I'm riding. Boom. Eat my sandwich. Boom. Drinking my orange juice. And then, so it's a running joke on the pod, but it does get on my nerves. So
Let me do my confessional. I don't care.
every time it's time to come to the podcast, Tally, a dragon is outside of her home. A dog eats her fucking
Leg.
Her leg. Oh damn, that really
I got
happened.
bit by a fucking
forgot. I was
dog.
joking, but that really did happen. There's a fucking troll outside charging a toll to get out to the parking lot. It's
And
always
I want y'all
fucking
to know,
something.
I be dead ass like trying to get here, and I'm not a late person. Like I think it's very inconsiderate to just be late for no reason. Like that really stresses me
It's
out.
literally
about people.
always
It's
something
always
that's
something that I'm trying to leave the house. I get bit by a dog. My bathroom ceiling was about to fall in. This time it was my car battery. I was outside in enough time to be early to get here. Battery dead.
Not starting. So I'm almost there. I'm like, boom, driving. I get the text in the group to Tally and Pop Rod, and I'm just like, I look, hey guys, I'm driving. I'm like,
Nah.
I'm not even going to dress. Nope, I'm driving.
I was trying to break her soul, y'all.
And then she called me, and I'm just like, I'm like, hey girl. She's like, hey, my car. I was like, okay. She's like, can you come get me? And I'm just like, sure. I'm coming from opposite directions. I would have to pass the podcast to come get. I was
get
like,
me.
you know what? Fine. But at this point, it's like we had to come here at 9,
And I didn't even consider that. I
It's
have
like
no sense
8:42.
of direction. I'm so sorry. I just didn't even consider
which is
it.
fine.
Yeah.
And I called. And I thought about. I was like, that don't make no damn sense because it's gonna take me 20 minutes to get to you.
And then 20 minutes.
Another
back.
did 20.
Yeah.
So I'm like, we're gonna be late. It's gonna throw everything out. I was supposed to do Mandel's podcast after our podcast in the same place, but like
You didn't get there.
threw all my shit off. So I'm like, damn. That's not gonna work. So I had to call her back like, hey, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but that don't make no damn sense. So then I was like, damn, I feel bad. So I called that boy. I was like, hey, that boy, like, I just told Tally I couldn't come in. Like, my asshole. So as I'm talking to him, I got a fart. So I'm like, yeah. So I was just do it like, so anyway, and then continue my conversation. I'm like, that's what I do. I fart. So as I'm like talking to him, I just like, okay, let me let this fart out real quick. And as I fart, I feel the warm embrace of shit. The red light. I was a little fart. And I said, oh my God. And I'm on the phone. He's like, what's wrong? And I said, I just shit on myself. She's like, what? Mind you, y'all, I'm literally 2 red lights from the studio. Like, I'm here. Like, I'm already here. And I'm just like, I'm driving. I'm like, and he's like, what's wrong? I'm like, shit. It's shit in my pants.
It's shit in your pants. Which is not funny. But it is funny because I thought we were gonna have a normal day. Because when you called me back,
Oh, yeah, and I was like, I gotta hiccup. And I said, Tally, we just gotta cancel. You were like, what's wrong? I said, hi.
I thought you were finna call me back to like be like, I wasn't trying to be an asshole because I had already gotten over it. Like, you weren't being an asshole. I was tired, so I thought you were finna call me back, and I was already frustrated because I had a lot of shit going on. There's nothing in my spirit could have prepared me
For what I said.
For what you said. And I was just like, nope. Like, and I'm like, Well, bitch, let's get into action. Like, I was like,
Do you want to come over here? I was like, by the time I go to you, I gotta go home.
I was willing to leave my home. Like, I was like, let me go find a coffee shop or something, like, so she could just get this together.
It's funny, but in the moment, I was like, I am 10 times sicker than I thought I was.
Oh, 100%.
And it was terrifying because, like, I'm sick. Like, this is bad. I need to go home. I need to quarantine. Like, I need to go home because I don't just be shitting on my. And honestly, people are like, oh, we need to know less about each other. Why? You should be embarrassed. I'm not embarrassed. I was sick. You know what I'm saying? And the shit is fucking funny. Like,
the shit is funny.
The shit is. It's funny, but like in the moment, it was like I'm not embarrassed because like it was just me in the car. Like it'd be different if I got out like, hey, bitch, there's shit in your pants. Then let's be embarrassed. But like I was in the comfort of my own car. Thank God I had on a sweater.
How did you de-smell your car?
It didn't stink.
Okay.
It hadn't even reached the air. So what happened was because I was like I just drove here because I had to call. I had to call Rod. I said, hey Rod, I'm literally in the parking lot, but we gonna have to cancel. I just had an accident.
Ooh,
I'm gonna take my black ass
back to
the house because like that's one of the things.
Was your mom there when you got home?
Was she home? I don't know. I don't remember. I can't remember if she was. I think she was home. I think she was. She was. Because it was so early, she hadn't even gone to work yet. So.
Child, I'll be forgetting your mama got a job.
Yeah, she does work. She does work because the society that we live in. She should be retired. No, I'm going to retire. I'm going to be like, hey, you. But honestly, she's like, I'll be bored. I need something
She needs something to do, yeah.
Because she don't have no grands yet. She's like, I need something to do every day. Like, I'm fine. But anyway, I got home. Like, I had to just. You know, Bruce Almighty.
You gotta throw them clothes away.
I actually didn't because I'm like those.
Because you really like those pants.
I like those are my good Target yoga pants. The shit.
Getting sick on some shit or in some shit that you like is
like
the
I
worst.
like these yoga pants. I'm not throwing them away, and it hadn't really. This is funny, but it's like gross. It didn't even seep through. Like I was really just sitting in it. I'm like, baby,
Like
you
a
sitting in
diaper.
this all day? Not all day, but like
a while.
This is not fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, ew. So I had to like sit. I was holding it together in my butt cheeks.
Oh, that's nasty.
And I'm just like, but it was soft. So it didn't really.
So it was like baby poop.
It was like baby poop. It didn't really like permeate
That's crazy.
through my pants. It was just getting through my pants. It didn't get on my sweater. It didn't get on my seat. Nothing. But I'm just like, this is disgusting.
Yeah, but at least you know the people around you really love you.
Yeah. Because
everybody reacted appropriately.
Yeah, and I told my mom, and because you know my mom never understands why I cry and everything. But I'm like, Mom, this is hilarious, but also what the fuck?
Yeah.
But also this is fucking funny. So I'm like, I was on the phone. Like if you see Color Purple, how Danielle Brooks was at the table, she was laughing, and she was like,
Yep.
That was me. So yeah, I went home.
You shit your pants.
Disinfected everything, and I washed the things twice, and my stomach was still tore up. And then as if I hadn't been through enough that week, then my period came on the next day. And I'm just like, girl, what do you want?
Oh, bitch, let me tell you about the fucking flu. So I went to urgent care because I had the flu. I didn't tell you this. The doctor, she was this very tiny Latino woman, and she's like, it seems I don't know, like you have the flu. She was talking to me like we were on vacation. She's like, flu? Like you flu? And I'm like, yeah, flu. Yeah. Like, what's up? And she's like, I think it's gonna work itself out. And I'm like,
why are you saucing?
And I'm like, because that's what she was doing. She was, I wish you had been there. She had on fucking cheetah print scrubs, which I had never seen before, to the point where I felt like this wasn't a real doctor. Like, I felt like I was in one of those like skits where it's like a fake doctor set up. And so when she was,
what would you do?
She was talking and she was kind of just like, she never stopped moving. And she's like, yeah, you know, I think it's going to work itself out, but, you know, I can prescribe you. And I didn't hear it didn't register to me what she was saying. She's like, you know, I can provide you some, you know, prescribe you some Tamiflu and some prednisone. And I've had prednisone before, and it gives me roid rage, but I wanted to do whatever to feel better. Yeah, and I had heard, when she said Tamiflu, it clicked in my mind that I had heard it before, and it clicked in my mind that it was newsworthy. But I just was so sick that I was like, whatever, give me the pills. So we went to go pick up the prescriptions or whatever, and my mom was like, don't take that fucking prednisone. It makes you crazy. Like, because I've had to take it for being sick before. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, well, I was like, well, I'm going to have to just get the roid rage and be fine. I took that Tamiflu and fell asleep, and I didn't have dreams. I need you to know that I had vivid hallucinations. I was having hallucinations in my sleep and then woke up and was still having hallucinations. Like I was outside of my body watching myself, and not in a way where you're like, oh, I'm high. Hallucinations to the point where like I had to call like all the key members in my family and be like, hey, I took some Tamiflu. It's making me feel crazy. Like it made me feel just like very unwell. Like it was like flying.
Terrifying.
It was flying dragons in my dreams. It was like celebrities in my dreams doing weird shit to me. Like it was just like very uncomfortable. I was physically like hot and cold, and I know that I had a flu, but it wasn't that. Like it was different sensations. So in the midst of my spiraling, I did my Googles and I did my TikToks, and everybody's like, Tamiflu makes you suicidal. Tamiflu gives you hallucinations. The doctor prescribed my child Tamiflu 3 weeks ago, and my child still can't sleep and won't stop screaming intermittently. Like, yeah. So I was like, okay, because I thought I was like, because when I started having the hallucination, I was like, it's finally happened. I've lost my fucking mind. My cheese has slid completely off my fucking cracker. I knew it was coming. But when I did my Googles and everybody's like, yeah, I kind of wanted to die, and there's actually been deaths. Like people have died by suicide from taking Tamiflu and having hallucinations. When I say the Lord pulled me through, like I had to have somebody come sit with me, and I was like, I need you to know that I feel outside of my mind.
What the fuck?
Yeah. And so, like, when she, going back to the thing where she was like, I can prescribe the Tamiflu. I mean, like, if you want it, you know, I don't know.
She may not have been real.
She was real. I saw her.
That bitch was a...
That's why she kept saying, like, if you want it, like, I don't know. Because, like, you know what people say about Tamiflu.
Why y'all even still giving this to people?
Why y'all still giving this to people? And it didn't make me feel no better. Then I go look at more videos about Tamiflu and reputable non-cheetah print scrub wearing doctors, and her little Crocs had a heel on them. She was fucked up.
She better not even work there for real.
Wellstar just hire anybody. Let me not say that before we get a cease and desist. JK, just playing. But yeah, so reputable doctors who wear normal blue scrubs were like, yeah, and your doctor shouldn't prescribe you Tamiflu unless, you know, you've had symptoms for however many days. It had been 2 days. And the doctor is basically like, it only works within a couple of hours of you getting symptoms. So you're just having these hallucinations just for no fucking reason. Like, you're just sick.
Who the fuck put chemical X in the goddamn
I don't know what they did, but that shit, it had me like, I had to like press my back up against the wall to kind of like cool down.
Don't you take that shit no more.
Oh, I won't. We threw trash. Just like I thought. Trash. That shit is gone. I was so hot at one point, I had to press my back up against the wall, and I was sobbing, crying. And I had only felt like that another time when Rita had gave me that edible. That's the only time I had felt that crazy.
Let me tell you something about Rita's edibles.
I don't know if you know Rita. Don't you ever take that edible from
Rita,
don't take edible.
Don't you take no goddamn edible when
Ritas, Black Ritas, any kind of Rita, margarita. Don't take no fucking edible from Ritas.
Bitch, Rita gave me an edible. It was the first weekend that boy had ever came to Atlanta. We had just really met for real. And that was part of my like little care package. She made us some brownies. We would take a little piece every day. Mm-hmm. It was like his last day. So I was like, I'm gonna just take a bigger piece today. And we was at brunch and I was fine. You know, a little high. Boom, 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 boom.
Moving and shaking.
Bacon, boom, boom, boom. And then I looked like, hey. And then here come the edible. And I was like, you know that first like breath you take when you're aware that you're high, and it's just like a...
And you got to focus on living.
And I was just at the table like, he's like, you good?
No.
I put my head down, and then he was like, okay, we got to go. He's like, give me your keys. I'm going to go grab the car and pull it around.
That's a good man.
And I was a good man. And I was like, okay. And he was like, okay, you just got to just wait at the door. And I looked, the door literally was like right there. And I was like, that door? I got to walk to that door. It was the longest 15 feet I have ever walked in my life. And it was like, maybe I was being paranoid. I was like, these bitches is looking at me. They're hating because I'm out here with a cute nigga.
I'm on your side.
Blah, blah, blah.
I'm on your side.
They probably was like, what's wrong with this bitch? And I'm walking, like, you see them people walk on that bridge in Asia? They just like...
shaky legs.
Everybody's looking at me like, what the fuck is wrong with this damn girl? And I had to wait outside for him. I'm like...
Oh.
It was bad. Literally, I didn't know what to do. He was like, I'm not familiar with Atlanta. I don't know what to do. I was just like, let's just go to the IKEA parking lot. He's like, what?
Were y'all near the IKEA parking lot?
We were off Cascade. I was just like, let's just go to IKEA.
Is there's only one IKEA, right?
We went all the way to IKEA. And I was like, let's just park in the parking lot and I'll go to sleep.
Why did you go home?
That was the safest place I could think of at the time to go to sleep. And because you just got to sleep that shit off.
No, I tried to sleep. So when Rita gave me my edible, me, her, and our friend Deja had taken them at work. And this was like right before we were leaving for work. So this may have been 30, 45 minutes before we were going to clock out. And I think originally we had planned to go like do a shenanigan. But the bitch hit us when we was walking outdoors. I said, I think I just need to get something to eat and go home. Like, it just sat on me real heavy. And I was driving, and I just got higher, and the office is right next door. It's, like, right over here. So I'm just driving, and I'm just getting higher and higher as I'm going home, and I'm like, ooh, I'm in danger. Like, this is a problem. And at the time, I'm not going to tell, like, the full story because it's actually quite embarrassing. But at the time, I was dating somebody, and I was so high in the house that, like, I felt like if I laid down, I was going to die. Like, for real. I was like, ooh, if I shut my body down, this is the last time. Like, the
kitchen light is on. You're done.
Yeah, I'm done. So, I was dating someone at the time, and I called them, and I was like, hey, like, I think that was the first sentence in my mouth. Like, I think I might be dying. So, he hopped in the car. And I was like, I'm on my way. He says, allegedly, this, and it's such a funny thing to say because he really like conceptualized how high I was. Because I had something in me was like, I need to get naked. And I was hot, and I was like, I'm sweating. Like, I called my stepmom. I was throwing up. Like, the edible made me throw up. It was really bad. And she was like, don't you ever take that shit again. I'm like, do you think I would ever take this shit again? He said I opened the door, and I was stark naked, and that was the first time I had ever been naked and not attractive. Like, he said I clearly was just in danger. Like, nothing about it was sexy. It was very much like, this person is on the brink. Like, he said I opened the door, I was like hunched, and I was like, hey, things are coming. And he said I was sweating like here, like in my abdomen area, and I was like, I just need to sleep, and I need you to stay with me, and if it seems like I'm gonna die, just break my phone. And he was just like, you're not gonna die. And I was like, hey man, I think I might. I was like, I gave him my parents' numbers. I was like, here's my people. This was earlier, like, when we were dating. So it was like, this is relatively a new bitch. Like, it's relatively a new thing. Literally scaring the hoes. And that was the first time he ever talked to my parents. And he was just like, she's here, she's good, she thinks she's going to die, but I think she's going to be fine. So if you ever meet somebody named Rita and she offers you an edible,
don't take it.
Don't fucking take it.
Do not take it. Speaking of medicine, also, I forgot this part. On my way home, because I called my mom and she was like, well, you need to get some Imodium. I said, Mom, I can't get out this fucking car. So what you want me to do? So I had to go to the Walgreens drive-thru, and I was at the window. She's like, hey, can I get your name for your prescription? I said, I don't have a prescription. Let me tell you something. Bitch, I need you to do me a solid. I need a favor,
fucking favor. I know they was cackling about your ass.
I said, I cannot leave the car. I need some Imodium AD. She was like, oh. She's like, what? How big? I said, the biggest bitch y'all got. Bring your bag.
The biggest bag in the store.
I want whatever y'all got, bitch. Head in here.
That's why I'm scared to be famous. Imagine if you were famous and you had shit your fucking pants.
What if she probably knew? She may have knew who I was.
But imagine if you was like a celebrity and you shit your fucking pants. I can't imagine that.
Imagine the fucking blogs picking. It's not even gonna be the shade room. It's gonna be like them real gutter butt blogs, like your phase before IG. Like, if you get up on that page, you are
done.
Oh my God. So that was just it was like funny. And luckily I was in the protection of my little car. That no one saw like shit. But like that was just so take care of yourselves, y'all. Like, please, because that was the scariest shit. Because I'm like,
couldn't have been that scary. The next day you was trying to eat a cheeseburger.
I was not trying to actually eat a cheeseburger.
Yes, she was. We had a meeting. And she's like, I just don't know what I want to eat. Do I want to eat a quarter pounder? You didn't say quarter pounder.
I was going to get a 4 for $4, but I was not going to get the cheeseburger. I wanted one. I was going to get the chicken sandwich because I just wanted like something.
What else is going to be in the bag? If it's a 4 for $4, what was the other 3 going to be?
Nuggets.
Mm-hmm.
What?
No, you were sick, fool.
So that's funny because you in my
processed
head,
chicken
'cause
pellets.
I get over there and I was like, dang, I do want food. And I hear Tally voice, bitch, you don't need to be eating no real food. You need some soup. So I'm like, so I go to the fucking China.
I'm strict. I said broth. I didn't even say soup.
You did say broth.
Broth.
I was like, I'm not eating no goddamn broth. I'm hungry. Like, cause I had been sick since Sunday. I had not eaten real food all week. So I'm just like, I want some food.
Yeah.
Man. So I get some fucking wonton soup from the China Panda. This motherfucking soup was I was trying to rush before I went to my nail appointment, because my nail appointment was like at 4 or some shit. And it's like 3:52 and I'm just like, I'm like, did y'all fucking make this on the fucking sun? Why is this wonton soup so hot? It was so hot that I ate it, I left the rest. Like, I got the biggest one because I'm like, this is my food for the day. Mm-hmm. I put it in my car. Mind you, it's relatively cold outside. I go get my nails and my feet done and my eyebrows done. Mm-hmm. I go home. The shit is still warm.
Oh, that would upset me.
I'm like, why is it so fucking... Why would y'all make something this
They
hot?
made it in lava.
Like, literally, y'all put this shit over... It was good, though. I bet
it was.
It was good. But that was just the funniest shit, y'all. Oh, damn. The funniest shit.
Girl.
But we both...
Now we both have shit stories. Yay! I'm not alone.
Like, mine was early. Like, when and it did, you know, in a funny way, it kind of made me, like, miss my dad in a good way. Like, last time I shit myself was my dad's fault. Because in the
Pee-pee doodle caca.
Pee-pee, like, why would you say that?
Because dads are children.
Dads are children. It was just so funny. And I'm just like, it kind of shaped. So that's why it was like, this is crazy, but it made me think of my dad in a funny way. Because, like, last time I shit myself, my dad made me do it because he was being fucking ridiculous. Mm-hmm. And that's why I'm ridiculous now. And I can laugh at things like this. But also, am I dying? I'm alive, so I think I'm okay.
I mean, we're in the midst of so many different, like, strains of COVID and just different sicknesses right now. Like, I feel like we might have just done a throwback back to, you know, bubonic times where they have the wheelbarrow and they're like, bring out your dead. Like, because people don't, you know, there was a measles outbreak. And they're like, well, if you pass through these airports or if you were here at this time, then you might have been in contact with the measles. And it's like, bro, measles is so preventable. And you dirty, dusty, nasty bitches
and you know who
won't vaccinate them kids.
What's that fucking white lady name who used to date Jim Carrey? The one who was in the intro to Scary Movie 3. What is that white lady name?
Date Jim Carrey.
She started this whole anti-vax shit. Damn.
She's a freak.
Anti-vax celebrity. What is her? I'm looking right at her. Anti-vax.
Does Jim Carrey not have good taste?
No, he's actually a nutcase. Didn't one of his exes kill herself? Because he was being mean to her.
I don't know if that... So which one of them white men is the one where his ex mysteriously ended up murdered and they kind of like pushed that shit up under the rug? Ashton Kutcher. His ex got like crazy murdered. Like for real. Like I guess stabbed to death for some shit in her apartment. And he was like the last person... You don't know that he was like the last person like...
Oh, I think I do.
And his prints was on the doorknob
that.
And he was like, well, I was over there because we were supposed to go to blah, 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 blah. It was a whole thing.
This one. What is her name? This lady.
Oh, I don't know her name, but
Jenny McCarthy.
Jenny McCarthy.
Jenny McCarthy.
You fucking freak.
Started all this talking about some damn autism.
She's a clown. You know who else is a clown? Never mind. Let me stop. Fucking Nia Long. I just can't believe she...
Again, I make this point about the whole making good thinking. We already talked about making good. We already talked about, and that nigga's going to jail. Yeah, we haven't talked about that on the pod yet.
Yeah.
Convicted. But Megan, you sat your ass there, acting like he said the most profound shit. Like, you got a fucking hand-me-down Coretta compliment. He wanted the white bitch to be Coretta.
That means, first of all, respect to Coretta Scott King. Don't ever fucking play in her face.
Don't stop
She
playing
was
with
a
her.
whole person outside of Martin Luther King Jr., Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. That is a woman in her own right, and her children are still alive and around and kicking and on Twitter to see you popping shit about their fucking mama. Are you crazy? And then you sitting here making good with your fucking arms folded. She's like, looking at him all dreamy. When, mind you, the only reason he brought up the Coretta shit and he answered that question like that was probably to take a jab at the white bitch. Cause that's what niggas do. Oh, why'd you bring up da-da-da? I found my Coretta.
I found the Coretta.
Looks into the camera. That's for the white lady. He's being mean to her.
Like, I was just so... and then I said, like, that chunk, that 1977 and 1983 chunk of
it's
bitches,
really 85. If you really want to get into it.
We could kind of extend it, honestly, because it's like, and a lot of them were like, oh, not us. It's like, this is not even the ages. I'm not Gen Z right now. It's just that blowback, because again, the generation above is the Nias. Mm-hmm. The generation above that is the grandma level, if you have an older mom, like if your mom my age, then that's your mama generation. But if your grandmama and them young, that's whatever the boomers. Then you got then we get more,
old as fuck. I don't even know their name.
Sharecroppier.
Stop.
I'm talking about
Sharecroppier.
what? The 30s.
Don't verb.
The 30s.
Sharecroppier. Just don't say it.
Then you get like the
You're right.
The ceiling.
You're right, but you out of pocket.
Was they not sharecropping?
You're right.
That was that time.
You're right, but you're out of pocket.
What's the booming? Is it silent generation?
Sharecroppier is crazy. That's not.
But okay, my point that I'm making is you think about the color purple, that level picking.
Yeah.
A lot of them didn't have a choice. You have the Sophias, but they paid the price. So it's like
she literally ended up in jail.
Literally, but like some of them just played the game and then I picked me and then you was like beat her. That's that mentality. It was a survival tactic, but then we didn't have to live like that no more. So you just choosing to be an asshole.
Did you see the girl that Rick Ross is dating?
So
her video.
I saw a clip
where she's like, pick me, please. I want to be a pick me. I want to keep picking him so he can keep picking me, and we just get picked. No. And she was just like, something about, first of all, Rick Ross just had a baby with somebody who was not this lady. So let's start there. Let's just put that out on the table. I believe he has a newborn. So that's number one. Number two, I don't understand why you can't do some of these things silently, because it's certain things about like being a feminist and all these conversations that we have about what we wouldn't do for a man and blah 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 blah. When the bitches get on Twitter and say that I wouldn't do ABC, like the whole wake up out of your sleep to make a man a sandwich or make a man chicken thing, I be shutting the fuck up.
Oh baby, I be shutting the fuck up so hard these days. Because
chances are, if I'm feeling real lovey-dovey and you need a sandwich at 3 o'clock in the morning, I might get up and make that motherfucker, depending on how I feel about you.
You know what you're doing?
Shutting the fuck up about it, except for right now. But like, chances are, I'm gonna do it because that's something I want to do. But if you got pick me tender, because what I do believe is every woman has something about them, no matter how evolved they've gotten, that's still pick me-ish.
But also, everything ain't gotta be pick me. Like, I feel like we lost the plot and what pick me is, and it's like also, and the thing with black women, not black women, like women in general, we have an unnatural allegiance to losers.
We do.
I've been wanting to tweet this for days, but I didn't feel like fighting in my mentions. But this is a tweet that's in my mental draft. We are straight women. We lose anyway. So when the girls want to get on their soapboxes, and again, it used to be me.
And in some ways, it used to be me.
And right, you had your own thing because I sent you your own tweet like, oh, I don't hate men. I was like, look at you, look at it. No, put your nose in.
Look at the screen.
Look at it.
Right.
Because we have to get you out of that. Because
in and out of context, like of that particular tweet, I'm wrong. Like in the context of what we're talking about and outside of the context of what the tweet was, like no. But
you had to learn that. You had to, because even in the first episode, I think that's what I didn't get that far in the first episode, but I think we were talking and you were like, well, yeah, I don't hate men. Me and Lauren were like, girl, fuck that. Because you're like, I have a dad and a brother and I love. We're not talking about them. We're talking about but again.
Oh, and I was deep into trying to be nice to my dad bag.
Yeah. And then shortly after you did that little baby tweet about niggas loving their homeboys. After that, you was like, fuck these niggas. I was like,
that was my feeling origin story.
Yeah, she's back. She's here. We got it. I told you. Yes.
They called me all sorts of fatherless cunts behind that
They
tweet.
did. But again, it'll take an experience like that to be like, fuck these niggas. But, okay, aside from that, the girls get on these soapboxes. One, in situations, ain't nobody ever asked you to make a sandwich at night. No one asked you because you ain't never, not in like but you
ain't had no man.
But it's not like you can't get a man kind of way, but you just have not experienced that to speak fully on these situations because you ain't never had that. Yeah. Or I would never, most triggering day on Twitter for me was when that Cardi shit came out, because luckily I was out, but when her and Offset was going into it and she went live and she was like screaming at the phone and like her boy.
That was very sad.
Oh my God. And then everybody was getting on their soapboxes about cheating. If a man will cheat on you, he'll kill your mama, girl. I would never, blah, blah, blah. And they were just like, let me log off. Yeah. Because it's like, it's taken me a lot to get to the point where I want to be, not where I want to be, where like I'm ready to be back with that boy. And I don't know if I'll ever be 100%, all this stuff. Because it would have caught me 3 years ago. I would never, if a nigga cheat on me, blah, blah, blah. It's a man. One, it's a man. And two, it's not cut and dry like that. Like, I said all these things until it got, it got on my front porch. It's like, damn, it's not how I thought it would be. And it didn't go how I thought it would go. And it's just not what it is. But a lot of people have not been through that. And also, everybody's situation is not the same. It's not a habitual, this nigga like low-key hates you kind of thing. It's like, okay, this happened. We can work through it, but it's not, everything is not a cookie cutter situation that now I'm the dumbest bitch in the world. It was just very, very triggering. It's like, damn, you know my situation. You sitting here speaking on the situation in this way. Ouch.
Yeah.
I had to log off.
People don't have grace for each other. And what I've learned, even in myself, in my quest to live more authentically, I've had to, like, learn how to shut the fuck up about certain things, because it's a lot of girls that I know you are getting cheated on in real life.
Like,
I know you're a nigga. Girl. Like, I know you and I know this nigga. I know what's happening behind. And you read their tweets and you would think they are just the most independent, just elevated, enlightened woman. And I have the most respect for myself. And not to say that I don't, because, you know, I've spoken my piece on cheating. If I like a nigga and he cheat, I guess we just cheat now because I like you and I don't want to find, if I don't want to find a new nigga, I'll leave my nigga when I get goddamn ready. You don't fucking tell me when I leave when I want to leave. You don't leave for me.
And again, the girls don't be having niggas to leave. And again, not in a way that I got a man and you don't, but it's just like you're speaking on things that you don't even know.
Right.
You don't have no kind of.
You just don't.
Background on. And yeah, just thinking about, for example, again, when the tweet went viral of you telling your shit story, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh.
And the girls, even like mutuals who like not personal friends with you, but it's like, you know, this is my bitch. This one right here is mine. Mm-hmm. Oh, we just gotta, y'all just say anything. Like, you couldn't, because you, again, and back to that story when that girl was being mean to me about my videos, you don't do anything.
You don't do anything. And I hate to keep repeating that, but like,
what do you do?
That's a different thing. I don't speak for other hoes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can comment on something and say I think something is like not tasteful or nasty, but like, it's a bunch of like when Cardi was going through it with Offset recently, and then she made some other post where she was just like, I went to the strip club, I got fucked. You know what I'm saying? Like, and she was clearly with or around Offset. It's like, could I be like, oh, she's so stupid and she went back and da-da-da? Sure, that's her husband. Some shit I don't know nothing about.
They got two kids.
My scope of commenting on that is very, very limited. I ain't got no husband. I ain't got no 2 kids. I don't. Niggas cheat on me and they just cheat. Niggas cheat on her and they show up when she on stage with $100,000 flowers. You're
playing a completely different game.
Completely different game.
This ain't your quan from
So some of y'all, not necessarily our listeners, but some people, you're playing a different game than the bitches that you interact with on the internet. It's not the same. It's not the same shit. So some of us could just stand. Like when I was listening to the girl who dates Rick Ross do her little pick me rant. On the one hand, I think it's very distasteful and I think you're stupid. Not you, but her. But on the other hand, I don't date Rick Ross. You know what I'm saying? Like on the other hand, I don't date
Rick Ross, but it's Rick Ross.
It's Rick Ross, but it's Rick Ross. So
but it's Rick Ross.
So to a bitch who don't like, look what that money make a bitch do. Like I ain't never. I've been with a rich man before. I've never been with a rich celebrity before. That's a whole different thing. I can't comment on that. Maybe she do feel like I'm pick me, and cause some of them bitches who date niggas with money, that nigga be like bark like a dog, and they be like.
And even some bitches don't want to work, and it's a job in itself to bark when a nigga want to bark. Cause like, if a nigga want to bark, tell me to bark, I'll be like, boy, fuck you, and go about my business. Right. But bitch, you got a house to pay for, you got shit. Bark. Get the bark. So some shit. The Rick Ross thing was crazy to me because the part I did see was she was talking about Pretty B, which I thought that was a joke. I didn't know they was really dating. She was talking about
I didn't believe it for a while.
No, because like it keeps on coming up. I'm like, oh, this was a thing. I thought we was having a silly goofy time. Mm-mm. And then she was talking about, oh, what she don't get the version, blah blah blah. But I'm just like, it's Rick Ross. And then she was talking about Lyra. She's like, oh well,
you shut your fucking mouth about Lyra.
You keep Lyra name out your motherfucking mouth. First of all,
with your stupid ass bye.
You keep Lyra name out your mouth, and that's on crib.
And that period.
Secondly, they were engaged. So what are you talking about?
And the thing about it is like,
that's not a race. It's niggas. We're talking about niggas.
We're talking about niggas,
rich
but like,
or whatever.
If you open your mouth, because I've had to like deal with some of those feelings. Like, you have this man, right? You hope that you're getting the best version of him and the better version of him that he's given to other women. That is a secret hope that we all have, that we're getting treated the best.
And that's the arrogance of a woman because we think we're different.
And you're not. But you hope that I'm getting the best, most authentic, most careful and thoughtful version of this man, which is a fine hope to have.
Sure.
But on the other hand, opening your mouth or even trying to like justify in your brain, being like, nan and the boo-boo, he treated you so bad, he dogged you out, he did ABC, blah, 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 blah. I saw this TikTok where this girl was like, I'm his 5th baby mama, but I was the only one to give him a boy. So he do my A, B, C, D, and E. Any nigga that sinisterly dogged a woman out before you, and you know the lore of it, and then you somehow make up in your mind
that you won't get done like that.
You won't get done like that. You're a fucking lunatic. You are dumber than a box of rocks if you think that's his way. If every bitch that came before you got dogged out, cheated on, beat up, stepped on, pushed out in the street, you
talked about mistreated.
Lied on. If you think that that's not gonna be you,
you crazy.
You crazy. Like, for example, I tend to date people who come to me and they tell me that they've cheated in the past. Because I always ask, have you ever cheated on a exclusive partner? And they'll be like, yeah, I've cheated. I've had long-term relationships with these people. In my mind, I know that there is a possibility that I will get done exactly like you did that person. And I'm not special just because I think I'm better.
And also, and speaking of this realm of niggas, Kayla Will, whose name you should ask, she ain't in nothing but just letting you know.
Keep your
Kayla, keep her name out your fucking mouth. But she was saying like, oh, bitches be like, you'll never find somebody better. You might.
You might. Thank you.
You might.
You just might.
I mean, she ain't gonna be me, but the bitch cooked. She cooked.
I saw a bitch on TikTok.
She's a mean one. Sure.
Make a peanut butter jelly sandwich from scratch, and not she made peanut butter and jelly. She made the bread from scratch. She made the peanut butter. She made the jelly. I said, oh, bitches is doing something different. Cause you know me, I get up and do me a little pot roast. I bet me a little pie. This bitch cook. I ain't never made no bread for a motherfucking sandwich. Even in my pandemic days when it was like every day cheesecake. I ain't never made no whole sandwich. She deserves whatever's coming to her. Whatever niggas plan for her. Now that's the type of white bitch I think niggas should be with. Now if you get with this white bitch and she got
the one that be cooking and just got engaged, cause that bitch cooks.
Her too.
The skinny white girl.
Yep.
Now that bitch be cooking. I was on her page like.
Now, if that's the type of white bitch that niggas was being like, Nana and the boo-boo, I got me a white bitch, you know what, bitch?
You sure do.
Fair.
You got that one.
You got a white bitch. You are succeeding. And if it's that. But these regular, just kind of chunky white bitches that be putting...
It's something about the heavyset ones they love.
I don't want people to be like, you need to leave. But they be looking for everything in black. Because we be shaped like that, just bigger asses. You just want something that is close. You want black adjacent, but you don't want a bitch asking you where you been or telling you what to do or telling you being stupid. And you want a bitch that's gonna put a scat pack in their name.
It's like a car. It's like a car. Like you see like a fucked up car, but that shit got a Ferrari engine. Like
it's a same thing.
Same thing. But yeah, so like thinking you won't get done a certain way because you're this, you're that, or niggas will be like, she's amazing. Let me play with her. Mm-hmm. It don't mean you not as great. It don't mean because like niggas just wake up. I'm a dog the fuck out of you.
And think about your shenanigans. I think about that too. Just. The older I get, I shenan, and each nigga I've been with, seriously, I have shenaned the exact same way.
And that's the thing. I have my own shenan or my propensity to shenan. So, like, I had an understanding of if you want to shenan, that's fine because I've shenaned in my day. And I might run into a little shenanigan.
A little shenaner.
I run into some shenanigans. Mm-hmm. And fair. Mm-hmm. Because fair. Also, you know what I want to talk about? The video of Zanique and her baby daddy.
Zanique.
I had to talk to my mama about it. I had to show my mama. I'm like, Mom, we have to discuss this.
Zanique.
Look at this. She said she like girls and they not together no way. I don't know how old the video was.
He posted a fucking picture of her talking about some my
Coretta. You have made Coretta a slur, Jonathan Majors.
We got to reclaim Coretta.
I have so many grievances with you, and I used to defend you. When they called you a big nose bandit, nigger boo, all kinds of things, I defended you. I said, I want to see your baddest bitch because your nigga's not looking better than Jonathan Majors. I took up for you, Tick.
Did you call him a Tick?
That was his name in Lovecraft.
Oh, okay. Whew.
I took up for you, Atticus.
No.
Anyway, that just disturbed me because it just like, the girls do try. And it got bad because like, can you imagine getting dragged for being a dumb bitch and people like, cause you dumb like your dumb ass mammy.
Oh my God.
Like.
But see, it's also like certain things that you just, and again, I know we just had the whole conversation about like certain things you should keep to yourself. The shit story is fine to tell. That I would have never put on the internet. You would have had to pull my fingernails off.
Because it opens up a whole can of worms. And it's like, whether you like girls or not, this is out. You edited this and put it out and now it's here. Because my mom was like, well, why would she even videotape this? I'm like, first of all, Mom, that's hilarious to say. But you're right.
But they be trying, someone made a point to me, a man actually made a point to me about like bitches posting they terrible niggas or like terrible shit that they niggas do. A straight black man said this to me. He's like, what they think is going to happen. He's like, and as a nigga, I know it's not going to turn out the way that they think.
You think it's gonna make
You're
him
trying to shame him into being better,
Yep.
and it's not going to work. Because I remember when I first started dating B, we used to talk about like dates and stuff, and I should have known. I just never thought about it because I was also seeing other people when we weren't exclusive. Mm-hmm. And he's talking about like, I don't even really believe in dates for real. Like if I just happen to want to go get something to eat and then I invite you along with me, but like I'm not about to be making no effort to like plan dates. This is the first time I've ever spoken this out of my mouth because that was so embarrassing for me to be a part of. There's no way I would have picked up the phone and been like, repeat what you just said, hoping that would shame him into being better. The person I was dating told me they weren't going to make an effort to date me.
And you kept on with
And
it.
I kept on pushing.
Right.
Are you not embarrassed?
Is it not embarrassing?
Embarrassing?
2019, I was talking to the meanest nigga in the world. Like, this nigga was just straight up. I was in New York. This is my New York nigga. The nigga was just mean. Like, he would just say shit just to be me. He told me my titties was small. He would just, what did he say?
Look at you. Yeah, fuck you. Ha.
They big now, bitch. But, like, it would just be mean shit. And I was like subleasing my friend's apartments. I was with her friends, and they knew me from just, they went to FSU, but they, like, knew of me. Mm-hmm. And it was so funny because the girl looked at me and she was like, why are you putting up with this? And she looked at me like, Cat Williams, you have a
natural allegiance to losers.
She's like, not the male from the timeline dealing with this mean nigga. And this nigga had hips.
He was hippie?
He had
girly Marcus hips?
I said, you would never know. Because, like, and that's another thing with them tall niggas. You got to be careful. Yeah. Because you just never knew.
They be shapely.
He had a shape. And I was like, oh, my God.
They be shapely.
And I'm like, this nigga be mean to me. And I just want to take 25-year-old me's hand. So it's just these niggas.
But some of the things you're doing because you're sad, and also like I've had to realize that too. Like, am I participating in dealing with this person? One, because I don't want to be by myself, and two, because I'm sad. Because this episode might be a little long. I ain't gonna hold you.
Honestly, it's 100. We can.
Yeah, can we just rock out for a little while? Man, so Patrick broke up with me maybe like right after my friend got married. So this might have been November of 2019.
It was.
And you were with me the night that I met Redacted, and I was so sad. And it was like, I'm not one of them Christians that's like, the devil is trying to trick you. I think the devil was just like, you know what I could do to make her sadder? Because he packaged the sadness as happiness. Mm-hmm. And I was so stupid and sad that he was immediately verbally abusive to me. And because I was so sad, I thought it was funny. I thought it was banter. No, he was showing you that is what it was about to be. Mm-hmm. And when I say I was putting up with he was so mean to me. He would like, and because he was doing like terrible things and like, he wasn't cheating, he had another bitch, but because he was doing a bunch of like dirt, he would just like always be accusing me of having sex with somebody else. And like one time we were about to have sex and he told, which is not science, and I knew it wasn't science, so that's why I ended up putting him out. But like, he told me that like, my vagina smelled different. And I was like, do I stink? And he was like, no, you smell like somebody else been in here. And I was just like, what? But this was at the time he was accusing me of having a mouthful of neighbor dick. Mm. And he was upset that like somebody attractive lived near me. Mm. And like, it was just, I was putting up with so much because I was still so sad and shocked that the whole thing with Patrick happened. And it's just like some of these L's that we're taking in private, you're taking them because you haven't dealt with the thing that makes you sad. So you get a new nigga or you get a new person and you put
the sadness into that.
You just transferring the sadness and now you're dealing with new sad and you think that you're getting over the other thing, but really it's just compounding.
You're projecting the sadness into something else. So like, okay, this is a perfect segue because the booty hole was what would you tell yourself in the pilot episode. And this is around the time of the pilot episode. Mm-hmm. And for me, I was sad because I'm coming off of New York and I was on top of the world. I'm with Michael B. Jordan. I'm at Fashion Week. I'm doing this. Mm-hmm. I'm doing that. So like, oh, Mel, you're doing big things. You still work for BET. My job never worked for BET.
Right.
I would just be a PA.
For things.
Yeah. Every once in a while. So like, but I let people think that because so you can think I'm doing something. But I wasn't doing shit.
Oh, I be loving people think I'm doing big shit. You
Yep. Mm-hmm. So I was substitute teaching before I went to New York. Mm-hmm. And then I got so high and mighty, I told them to stop calling me when I was in New York. Because I'm like, I'm going to have a job. Blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. I had an opportunity. So leaving New York was just so traumatic for me. So I had an opportunity to for his movie that he shot, the one that Lauren London was in, they were shooting that at that time. They're like, we need a temp or like a PA or some shit in Germany to shoot this movie. So like I fucking not auditioned. I interviewed for it. Again, I'm already in his program, so it should have been a shoe-in, blah, blah, blah. I just knew I was going to get it. And he had invited us to go to Fashion Week, the Coach show, because he has a sponsorship with Coach. So we're going to do New York Fashion Week, all this stuff. So I'm getting ready. I'm so excited to go to this show. While I'm getting ready for the Coach show, they emailed me to tell me I didn't get the job in Germany. Mind you, I haven't applied to nowhere else. My company was doing a merger, so there was no job to give me. So I had to go back to Atlanta with nothing. Yeah. So I'm trying to get dressed, and I get this email that, because I'm like, okay, when I go to Germany, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Didn't get it. And I'm just like, had to take a moment to cry. And then again, I'm trying to go to the show. So I leave. It was like in Benjamin Button where everything that could go wrong went wrong. And had one of those things not happened, I would have been fine. But all of those things happened
at one time.
So I had to cry for that. I had to get some food because I hadn't eaten all day. I didn't have no mints. I was like, I can't be steak breath. So I had to go stop at the bodega to get some Tic Tacs. I got on the wrong train. All this stuff happened. I was late. And what I didn't know was that for New York Fashion Week, those fashion shows that you see are 10 minutes long.
Oh, so it's there and gone.
And I was 10 minutes late.
Oh.
I missed the entire show. I missed... The other interns were there. They were on the front row, sitting in between Kyrie Irving, Michael B. Jordan, and Megan Thee Stallion. Megan the fucking Stallion, 2019, peak, big old freak, all of this stuff. Hot girl summer. Because this is my hot girl summer. And I miss Megan.
That's
I missed
sad.
everything. I was completely devastated. And I just had to, again, because I was so sad, I needed to do something. I went to go fuck Girly Marcus that night. And it was the lowest moment of my life. I'm leaving, I'm packing. This nigga don't give a fuck about me, but I just needed something to feel something that night. And I was poor because I'm like, I'm here. I'm in New York, yay, but I'm getting paid $15 an hour. I'm living in New York. I'm living in someone else's room. I couldn't even bring niggas over there because I didn't feel comfortable bringing my nigga to somebody else's house. I'm not going to fuck in your bed. That's so disrespectful, right? So I never had, like, niggas and shit over there. So I would have to, like, commute to this nigga. He usually would come pick me up. He was like, oh, I don't have my car. Because, like, in New York, you can, like, leave your car places. I don't really know how that works. But
I don't understand New York.
I had to
Never
Uber
will.
to his house. But because I'm poor, I'm in an Uber pool.
Uber pools.
If you've ever Uber pooled to some dick, it was already the lowest moment in Black history for me personally, but just to Uber pool and some dick. They had something else. I forgot what they was talking about, but I'm just sitting here like, I'm really Ubering to some dick. To a nigga that don't give a fuck about me.
And it's sunk cost because you're like, I really should turn around, but I can't because I'm poor. And then two, I'm already doing it. I'm already said I need a win for tonight. So other than fuck him, he don't give a fuck about me. I go home. Niggas don't care and don't check on me, whatever. And then that rolls into month past, 2 months past. I don't have no job or no prospects, no nothing. This is when I meet Air Mattress. Ugh.
And again,
That was not that had you, as Brittany said, by the short and curlies. That had you by the kitchen.
and it's fun to talk about. And Kiki, you know, he texted me a couple months ago, and it just shook my whole like when I say my whole body locks up when I think I see him or he texts me, like it just. So I'm sad. I'm doing stuff. I meet him at the Publix or whatever. And we start this whirlwind romance, and it's fun, yay. But like, I'm sad, bro.
Because at that point, you still feel young, but you're getting like adult sadness about things.
Man, because you kind of know better. And at 25, I had just turned 25, so the frontal lobe was like, all right, I'm forming. You're doing some dumb shit, right? You know, so I'm doing this, and it's just this whirlwind situationship. The sex was fun. I'm having a good time. He's hot. Great. He poor too. And then, you know, poor niggas, like when niggas is broke,
They're so mean.
They're so mean. Oh my God. It was like that 72 hour, honestly, period, after you first fucking nigga is very important. It's crucial to like how this nigga treats you. And he had like ghosted me in the first like couple days after we had fucked. I'm just like, okay, what the fuck? So I went out, like, and again, I'm young, I'm doing dumb shit. Like me and my line sister got free tickets to the Hawks game, so he went to the Hawks game. But he don't know that. So I'm like, oh, date night, just to see what he would say. He mad, so he's like, oh, so you went on a date, blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, I haven't heard from you in days. He's like, oh, I didn't have no money, so I'm just like, I'm real fucked up right now. What that got to do with me? I'm poor too. Like we in this together. Like it was one time like I was like, hey, can we go see Bad Boys 2? I'm broke, Mel. Sorry.
Whoa.
You know, like I took the money. Like niggas would be so mean, so it would just be like shit like that. But it was my first time having a nigga that would like constantly like compliment me. So it felt like, okay, this is how niggas should be treating me. Blah blah. He's obsessed with me, but like, sweetie, no, it was bad. So let me get to it because we get to shooting the pilot.
Yeah.
So we break up. It was just really, really weird. It was weird because the last time I've seen him that I know, I don't know if he's seen me since then. I don't know if he's in the bush somewhere. But the day Kobe died, we went to brunch the day Kobe died. He did not take that shit well at all.
Ugh.
And like niggas everywhere was just like, it was a bad day.
That
for
was
niggas.
really a bad day for a lot of niggas, man. Like,
Niggas were like devastated. And
I had to be the one to tell my boss at the time what happened. And he was just like, everybody go home.
No, it was like that was a national like mourning day. Like we were literally at brunch. It was actually Lauren's tweet, and I saw Lauren say, "Damn, Kobe," and I was like, "Is the game on? This nigga retired, ain't it?" And that's when we found out, and like he completely shut down. Like I'm not dragging him. Like this was like really emotional. So I was like trying to be there for him or whatever. And he lived really, really far, and I was like, "Well, I got to go do something with my mom." And he wanted me to come sit back with him. I was like, "I don't have enough money for the gas that's going to take for me to come see you again. I'm so sorry. Like, I just don't have it." And he really took that personal. I did not hear from him for the rest of the week. And then like Valentine's Day was like right after that. And I didn't hear from him and all this stuff. And in the midst of that, I went to the doctor.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
I went to the doctor and they had told me I had an STD. So now I think he gave me STD and you're not talking to me and it's all this weird shit. And I was just like devastated. I didn't have an STD. I had mono. I had mono in 2016, and if you have mono, it's in the family. It's like mono, chickenpox, shingles, and,
all that shit,
and herpes, are all in the same family. So if you had one of them, it could pop up because they don't test for actual herpes. They test for the antibodies, whatever. But because I have mono, it popped up as herpes. So I think I have herpes. So now I'm just like
devastated.
Now I have herpes. And then literally 2 days later, we shot the pilot. So I was in the work, and I had applied for a job at Coach, and I didn't get it. I think that morning. And I'm sitting here trying to kiki with y'all. So I've been afraid to listen to the first episode because I knew what place I was in at that time. And goddamn.
It was, I think, mentally where I was because, we say fuck Patrick, but like, I thought that was going to be my husband.
No, when I met you, you were very much like my man.
My man. Like, I thought, and like, again, we're talking about like waking up in the morning, like at the time, like, he had to be at work at like 6 o'clock in the morning. I was waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning to make him breakfast. He ate weird breakfast. So it's not even like I'm making us breakfast. Like, I'm making you what you want to eat for breakfast. I got really attached to his dog. Like, so that felt like my little family. Like, I used to like hang out with the dog. And, at the time, like he and I met, I had a job with this like corporation. And, I had ended up like quitting because I was the second black person on their like director level since 1994. And when I zoomed out about that, I was like, oh, these are racist. Like, the fact that your organization has been in play for so long, and 1990 maybe 7 was the last time that y'all had somebody black in this organization, is crazy. So I ended up and I had been going through so much with my Joe Twombly, fuck you, bitch, my manager at the time, my director. Sure. She used to lock me out of the office. Like, she didn't want me to leave for lunch. She wanted me to have working lunches. So if I left for lunch, she would lock me out of the office and also leave. So when I got back, I couldn't get to my things and I couldn't get to my desk. So I would have to call her and she'd be like, oh, well, if you had been in the office, then, blah, 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 blah. It was just really bad. So I ended up quitting. And I didn't realize a lot of the allure for Patrick was that I was super professional at what I did, and that like for my age, like I had been doing the work that I had been doing for a while.
And that sounds good.
And it sounds good on paper. So when I quit, he was like, well, what are you going to do? And I was like, I'm certain like I'll get a new job, And then the job offer that I got was when Kamala Harris was running for president, and they had asked me to come to South Carolina. South Carolina. And then when I brought it up to him, he was just kind of like, if you leave, he's like, I'm not telling you not to go, but if you leave, I don't think we're going to make it. I can't do long distance relationships. And I said, well, it's going to be for 10 months. Like, it's not that deep. And he's like, well, 10, which I understand now that 10 months, and I agree with him that 10 months is a really long time.
That's a long time, yeah.
So I didn't take it. And I was like, I'm sure something else will come up. I'm sure. And then nothing else came up. So at the time that Alana got married, I was working at Louisiana Bistro. I was working at a restaurant. It was awful. I had to wear this awful purple t-shirt. They wouldn't let me wear my hair down. It was just really bad. And a bunch of bad things were happening in my car, and like my battery, something was happening with my battery, and then I wasn't making enough tips. It was like I would make a lot of money, and then I would have like a short week, so I would need to borrow money from him to like pay the rent. And at the time I was living with my cousin, and she was awful, so it was just all really bad. And so he had to help me get a battery in my car, and I told him, I said, you know, I'm not asking you to buy this battery. Like, I'm just asking you to pay for it, and then I'll get it back to you as soon as I have it. He brought up my dad, and it's the second time a man has brought up my dad in regards to my car, because
I already know.
And then, and I told him, well, at least I know my dad, but he knew his dad, so I couldn't, like, bring that up. But he was like, you should have called your dad. Like, this is not... Like, basically, like, this is not what I want to be doing, like, with my day. And I was just like, we're together. Like, I needed help, you know, whatever. So he ended up breaking up with me and basically saying he was going back to his ex, who was much younger than him. It was really freaky. And he was like, because I'm like, when did y'all start dating if she's so young? That's number one. But, like, he said he was going back to his ex.
Because, honestly, we were young.
Yeah, we were young. So she was quite young. And he was just kind of like, you're not the girl that I thought you were. When I met you, like, you had this high power, which I didn't have a super high power job. It was just an important title. I was maybe making $50,000. Like, it wasn't a whole bunch of money. He's like, you're not the girl that I thought you were. I thought you were professional and about your business. And I was like, I turned down.
Was he in a fraternity?
No.
Okay.
He wanted to be, and he wanted to be.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we already...
I think he might, if he did what he said he was going to do, he probably did grad chapter. But, yeah, he, I'm sorry, it's so hurtful. He was just like, you're not who I thought you were. I thought you were about your business, and you work at a fucking restaurant. You might as well be a bottle girl. Like, and I'm like, what do bottle girls do? Like, how the fuck they get in it? So I was just like, when I eventually went to get my stuff from him, because when he came over to break up with me, he didn't have a bag. He was supposed to spend the night. And I said, where's your stuff? And he's like, we need to talk. I said, what, you pregnant? Like, what's going on? And he didn't laugh at my joke. And I was like, that was funny. We're breaking up. Because you didn't laugh at that joke. So what the fuck is going on? He said, oh, it's just so when I went to get my stuff, I was just like, it was a choice point for me. I said, you're breaking up with me because of you. I said, just because I work at this restaurant doesn't mean I'm not smarter.
That's
and I
so
said,
fucking nasty.
It's so nasty. And I said, and I turned down a job
because
to stay here with you. And then shortly after that, I got hired as a field director for a senatorial campaign, and then right after that, I went to work for Elizabeth Warren. But at that time, that December, I had went to Dallas right after we had broke up, and then I had met in December. Oh, fuck, please bleep that. I had met Redacted in December of 2019, and I just put more sad on top of sad. And because he was...
And you just stacking
He was love bombing me. That was the one thing I think that was so alluring about him. We were...
Same.
Date. We were going places.
Fun.
He was paying bills, giving me money. Like, which is so crazy for him to have a whole nother bitch.
How are you doing that with three
How are you doing
time?
this with a bunch of bitches? But, like, paying bills, getting me expensive kitchen shit because I asked for it. We going on dates. We getting hotel rooms just because I want to stay at this new hotel. Like, we doing shit. So I'm like, this is luxury. Like, it's not luxury.
Honestly, when you come out of a bad situation or, like, not the bad situation and the nigga gives you a crumb of some fun. Like, I remember when my first relationship, the one from, like, 2016, 2017, when I got out of that, it wasn't bad. It just ended, like, cool, we're great. But, like, a crumb of some fun from a nigga. And granted, I was 23, so we're stupid. Me and my friend Alexa went out with Redacted. My first weekend out.
Redacted?
Not your Redacted.
Oh.
But our mutual Redacted.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Mutual Redacted. We can just call him mutual Redacted at this point. And we went to the liquor store, and he bought a bottle of Crown. And me and Alexa was like, bitch.
That's his shit. That's his shit, too.
But I'm like, baby, it was $40. What are you talking about?
And now looking back on it, like, the gifts, I still have most of the gifts that I got from Redacted. Looking back on it now, it's like, your little stupid ass done got all wet and juicy behind a damn blender and a fucking food processor. Zooming out of that now, like, as a grown person, it's like, you, at the time, you could have done this for yourself. You just needed some fucking attention.
You needed some attention.
He was treating me so bad that I flew out to go see B. He was treating me so bad that I went back to that I was like, it got to be better than this. I ain't gonna be too many more sluts.
Got to.
When I say he was calling me names.
That is so crazy.
He was calling me names, buddy. Like, and then most of the time he was drunk. Yeah. Thank you. Most of the time he was drunk. We haven't even talked
about hella shit. We
can you want to table some of this? Because we ain't did no letter. We do letters next.
We ain't got to do a letter.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think this is a good way to just talk about where we were when we started. Because we've come a ways, man. We've come a ways. Like, that pilot episode, we were in a very, very dark place. And if I could tell that girl anything, it's just like, you gonna be all right, baby. And it's gonna be some new trauma.
But you're gonna be okay.
But you gonna be okay. And I think the layers of trauma, because even, like, okay, the whole breakup and everything that happened with that, and that was just so traumatic, and just trying to pick myself up, because I went to them streets. No, ma'am. I'm taking my nigga back. No. Mm-mm.
No, I understand
We gonna heal. We gonna go to whatever. I want my nigga back. And he's back. Whatever. But like, what was I even trying to say? My mind just went completely blank.
Okay, well, can I go?
We'll just go. You say your part.
But no, I think if
Oh yeah, that's it.
I think if I could tell that girl anything, if your brain says don't. If your mind tells you don't push through the don't to do. Just don't do. Just don't.
Your gut gonna tell you.
Your gut is gonna tell you, and
ignore it.
she's right. And so, just personally now, when my body or my brain tells me don't do something, I just won't do it because it's not for me. Professionally, for that girl, these people, if I had to go back and tell her, and if you're under the sound of my voice and you're doubting anything that you could do creatively or professionally, these people that you see doing it well are not doing it any better than you. You're just not doing it. TikTok, Twitter, your comedy, whatever the fuck it is, fucking do it. It's people out here far less talented than you doing shit, and that's why they're succeeding, because they're simply doing it.
They're simply just doing
just doing it. So you need to simply be doing it.
It's a package and as well. And you just gotta, first you just gotta start. Because again, she would be shocked to see where I am now. Like that girl. And professionally for me, I wanted that corporate acceptance so bad because I've been so unemployed in my 20s. And I could never get my footing with having a job, having insurance, having money to get by. I was so poor for most of my 20s. And I'll give you that.
Don't say it no more. I'll start crying. Okay, go ahead. Say it. Don't say it. I'll start crying.
I was very unemployed, and you gave me a chance to work on that fucking campaign, and I have not been poor since. And that set me up for everything today.
Oh, Melanie.
Shit. But I didn't have shit. I probably had $100 to my name, maybe 50 when we recorded the episode. So.
Well, that's nice of you to say.
Thank you for acknowledging.
Well, I love you.
I mean, shit. But I was just so disappointed. I wanted that corporate approval so bad to prove that I can hang with the big dogs. I would get on LinkedIn and I'd be so sad. Everybody's doing so great from college. And everybody thinks I'm doing great. And that, I guess, is better than thinking I'm doing bad. But like, they'd be like, girl, I see you doing so great. And I'm just like... So like that was something, and I finally got the job in 2021. I got the job I wanted. I had applied to fucking TBS so many times, and they had fucking blocked my email. I had to apply for my job using my comedy email. They wouldn't even let me. You ain't applying for shit else over here.
Stop.
Leave us alone. But I finally got the job, and I was like, this bitch is not all of that. And I'm mad because I've been bucked up about this job.
Bucked up.
And I finally got it, and I just was not great at it because I'm like, this is not... God was like, you don't need to be doing it.
To be fair, I don't think you had a good manager, like management situation.
Fair. Oh, absolutely not. They were like... Some people were cool, but like my personal... At the time, when I had the most time, it was just bad. But it's like, I wasn't doing what I thought I was going to be doing. I need to be doing something creative. I need to create. So I was over there stifling myself comedically because I didn't want to fuck up my job for like corporate shit. But it's like... And God was like, baby, I'm trying to tell you, you don't need a corporate shit. Go talk about dick. That's what you do. That's what you're good at. You can tell your jokes. You can be yourself. And I think people have been stifling me being myself my entire life. You so extra. You so this. You so... People hate me. And it's just like...
Don't let people who are... And I've had...
And again, they don't do anything. No, I understand that now.
Or even people who are not... People, when they tell you that, like, you're too much or you blah, 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 or whatever the fuck, they're not enough to themselves. They're not enough to themselves.
That same rap forever.
Yeah.
You don't do anything spectacular.
When I first started the podcast... not everybody in my friend group at the time, but there's one particular person in my friend group was just like, I don't think you should be saying those things. Just like, I don't, professionally, how's that going to work, like, with your job? And, like, is it really that important for you to talk about dicks that you would, like, risk? Like, and I'm like, now the fact that, like, 20,000 something people a week listen to what we have to say, and I have videos that millions of people watch.
We're changing lives. We talk about dick, like, we talk about so much deep shit on here. Like,
it's more than dick and booty holes.
It's more than dick and booty holes. Like, I think people need to understand. I think people think we're stupid because we do talk about dick and booty holes. We're like, we're very smart young women. We just play too much.
I'm bright as fuck.
I'm a prodigy, bitch. So it's just like, we are out here changing lives. People didn't get it. People say we do too much. People are, oh, you do too much social media all through college, relationships, boyfriends, whatever. You do too much. And here I am.
Here we
so
are.
we got to wrap up before we run out of everything.
we've been talking.
We're gonna talk. We've been trying to talk about this Cat Williams shit. We'll talk about it
next episode. Yeah.
So thank y'all so much for 100 episodes. We're gonna try to do something for y'all.
We love
doing
you
the best
so
we love
much.
Y'all.
We love y'all.
We're doing our
Please
best.
be
We
a
love
little
you.
nicer to us on the internet.
Please, 'cause I'm
Because y'all be beefing. They be beefing with each other. Like the ones who are like, get behind me. Be beefing with the ones that's like, work. Go work.
So don't piss us off. We love y'all so bad.
We love you
We're
so
gonna.
much, yeah.
All right. We trying our best.
Okay. Bye.